Danny Kruger.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. There's been much criticism this evening of the Prime Minister, and I think he is at fault, or he was at fault. He was at fault for believing the EU when they said they would negotiate in good faith. He was at fault when he believed, when they said that they would respect the integrity of the UK and of our internal market. But he's not at fault for trying to remedy the situation with this legislation. Now, I think it's quite simple. If we don't get a deal that we like, we really have three options, Mr. Deputy Speaker. First, we can accept the EU's idea of a deal, which is to accept a rule-taking role in relation to Europe, which would be a breach of our manifesto, and it would fail to deliver Brexit in a form that the people would recognise. That's option one. Option two is that we get no free trade agreement, but we accept a border within the UK. We would breach the Act of Union and threaten the Belfast Good Friday Agreement. That's option two. Or option three, we can make a reasonable and legal change to the withdrawal agreement on terms that were understood and acceptable when that agreement was first framed, in order to safeguard the Union and to deliver Brexit. And I suggest that these changes would be legal on the simple grounds that when laws conflict, as they do at this sort of transition phase, when laws conflict, domestic law takes precedence. And I wish he were in his place for me to pay tribute here to the honourable member, my friend, the member for Stone, who, of all members of this House, past and present, has done more than anybody else to deliver the sovereignty of this nation. And in the negotiations that went on this time last year, it was him who stood up more than anybody for the sovereignty of the UK, and it's because of him that we have enshrined in the Withdrawal Agreement Act the commitment to UK sovereignty, which we're relying on now. So, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'll conclude with this. There is a fourth option, of course. Those three unpalatable options, and the third one, which we are, I hope, legislating into force now, is an unpalatable one. But there is a fourth option, which is that we can get a deal that we can all accept, a deal that the EU itself accepted in principle in the negotiations last year, has said at the outset of our trade agreements would be possible. An agreement based on the deal that they have with Canada. That is the deal that would be acceptable and mean that we didn't have to do any of those unpalatable options I mentioned. And the way to do that is to pass this legislation so that we can give the government the negotiating hand it needs. Thank you.